Again, welcome to our webinar session entitled The Use of Genetic Resources Toward High Quality and Quantity of Forest Products, where we'll explore more about the forest genetic resources and how exactly it is essential for sustainable development. For this afternoon, our, our speaker is a professor in University of the Philippines, Los Baños, who is specialized phylogenetic and molecular ecology, among others. She pursued her master's degree in agricultural science and doctoral degree in phylogenetics or phylogeography in Nagoya University. In addition, she became a part of international exchange program in MU Academy, IC Casio Forest Learning Center for Sustainability. With this, let us now welcome Professor Lerma Maldilla. The floor is yours, ma'am.
Hi, thank you very much. Okay. So, nakikita niyo na itong aking slide. Okay. Nakikita niyo itong aking slide?
Yes po.
Yes po.
Okay, so thank you very much for that introduction. Ano? And so currently, naka-affiliate ako sa Department of Forest Biological Sciences, and I handle ecology classes, biodiversity, and as well as forest genetics. Ano? So mainly those courses ang hinahandle ko sa department. So, yes, so this particular topic is really close to my heart. So kasi for nearly 20 years, so my involvement in forest genetics and genetic resources ay medyo malawak na rin. Ano? That's why when this was given to me, actually medyo busy, but I really want to share some of my knowledge and some of the things. I'll be showing you some photos na kasama din ako. So para makita nyo rin yung aking mga naging involvement. So, but before I present to you this presentation, I would like to congratulate us for hosting this Philippine Forest Youth Summit. And ito nga, I was tasked to give this particular topic. At I hope that I can give you the needed knowledge. Sabi nga niyo kanina, may nag-text, marami kayo natutunan kanina, and I hope you will be learning more from this topic. Okay. So the objectives of this presentation actually is, I'm not really going to really give a very detailed foundational knowledge in forest genetics. For some of you, I heard na meron sa inyo na talagang forestry, ang pinaka-background, but some are enthusiasts dito sa topic na ito. So I'll just be giving a few, some foundational knowledge and its application ng forest genetics, and we will highly deal with its application in conservation and sustainable forest management. And then I will be specifically discussing the role of the forest genetic resources in forest productivity and sustainable development, and we'll discuss conservation strategies using FGR for ecological as well as socioeconomic benefits. So, may nag-raise agad ng hand? Or ay magpuso ako, no? So, siguro bigyan ko lang muna kayo ng parang sa klase din lang to, no? Although I know some of you already have an idea. So ano nga ba ang relasyon ng forest genetics sa magiging topic natin about sustainable forest management? So when we talk about forest genetics, there are two key concepts na kailangan nating tandaan. We are concerned mainly on the genetic diversity as well as how traits of forestries are inherited from one generation to the next. And these important concepts provide the necessary foundation when we pursue breeding, particularly mga forest genetic resources like trees, using the traditional methods, because later on I will be showing some concepts sa inyo about the use of newer biotechnologies in assisting tree breeding and improvement. Okay. So, hindi kasi medyo nagano, but I'll be using the, hindi na lang. So anyway, this particular diagram, I created a word diagrams for these two important books. Ito talaga yung aking parang pinaka-Bible when in understanding the concept of forest genetic resources. Ano ba yung current state ng FGR. So this in the left ay ito yung report na sinasubmit natin ng DNR. The DNR is the one responsible in reporting ano ba yung state ng ating FGR. So from this particular write-up as a report, so makikita nyo dito yung mga important key issues, concepts. So basically deals with forest, resources, species, makikita nyo dyan, yung 3. And then, so from all countries around so halos hindi naman lahat sa buong mundo, but all countries that reports the status of forest of FGR ay nandito sa State of the World's FGR. So actually, you can download this. Free lahat ng mga publications sa FAO. So ito. And based on this particular report, global report, so makikita natin kung ano yung specific na tinutumbok nung report about the state of the world's FGR. So mas malaking nabibigyan din dito yung forest, yung species, So mas malaki na yung tinitingnan tungkol sa state ng bawat species. Okay, dito sa report na global report na ito. But again, similar lang naman halos yung mga concepts na makikita natin na nabigyan ng emphasis dito sa state of the world's FGR. But let me give you the correct definition. According to the FAO, FGR are heritable materials. So tingnan natin genetic resources, kaya tinabig na genetic resources. These are the variation inherited that can be inherited from one generation to the next that are maintained within and among trees. So very specific ang pagiging ang concept ng FGR within and among trees. Okay? Or any woody plant materials. But FAO categorized it na yung mga heritable materials na yon can be of economic, can be an actual or potentially economic, environmental, or scientifically, or with societal value. So similar to siguro familiar kayo dun sa mga perspectives ng biodiversity. Halos hindi nagkakapareho, we can say that FGR can be equated also to biodiversity. But let me give you some of the key economic values associated with FGR. So in the formal sector, dyan makikita din natin na yung production, sa trade and employment, normally sa forestry, doon makikita sa timber, pulp and paper, and also sa mga yung mga sa pharmacy involved din kasi yung mga kinukuha ng mga secondary or mga metabolites or secondary compounds sa mga forest plants. And in terms of the production, actually, the forest products trade ay around 2.255 billion US dollars in 2011, and most of this value ay associated sa mga developing countries where forest-based employment provides around 50 million jobs. So malaki yung economic values associated with FGR. Pero meron ding mga natitrace sa informal sector kasi hindi man siya na-value pero may mga local uses ng mga woods, fuel woods, herbal medicines, and other extractives from non-wood forest products and NTFEs. Okay? And also societal, cultural, medicinal, and scientific value. So like a biodiversity in general, yung mga FGR, so marami na yung FGR ay merong associated na kwento, tungkol sa mga about yung folklore. So okay, so may mga species like in several countries yung mga figs, yung mga ficus, balete sa atin. So laging merong cultural value sa atin yan, may mga folklore. Tapos lalo na dun sa iba, tinitingnan nila na integral part yung mga FGR sa kanilang pamumuhay, And also FAO considers FGR as an essential for adaptation and evolutionary processes of forests and trees, as well as for improving their resilience and productivity. So here we are talking about biodiversity, contribution sa ecosystem function, sa carbon sequestration, climate change mitigation, and resilience. Hindi ko na iisa-isahin muna itong mga ito, ha. And also, there are a lot of options, for future development and adaptation offered by FGR. And its FGR will be very vital for adaptation to future changes. So hindi lang ito limited dun sa mga species that can adapt to certain climatic extremes, lalo na dun sa mga with high adaptability in warmer climates as a result of increase in atmospheric CO2. Hindi lang naman yung limited doon, And also, marami pa ring mga future development offered by FGR, like yung mga pharmaceutical and nutraceuticals na maaari nating makuha sa FGR. That's why ang focus ng mga companies ngayon is to really tie up with government agencies to source out yung mga plant extracts kasi malaki talagang bagay ito in the development of these products, lalo na sa drug development. So napakalaki ng potential sa FGR. And also there are some about, I hope kayo ay naririnig nyo ito, dun sa mga potential trees or forest plants, in general, for breeding to sequester carbon. So mataas yung kanyang ability to sequester carbon o kaya naman to recycle plant nutrients. Meron din tayong tinatawag na plants that can able to phytomine. Ibig sabihin, we do not need really certain kind of structural or mechanical, just to get these particular minerals. So plants can absorb these important minerals. Halimbawa daw nito, meron tayong mga reported, if you are familiar, narinig nyo yung mga tinatawag nating metallophytes, there are some groups of metallophytes that can actually accumulate large amounts, mas malaki, halos 1,000 times or more, na doon sa normal na na-absorb na isang particular na halaman. So, for example, yung itong mga hickories ito, mga nuts, itong hakarya, they were recorded to accumulate rare earth metals, So, halos 0.1% na kanilang dry weight ay yung mga rare metals, na accumulate. Meron tayong tinatawag na hypernickelophores. So, marami itong mga plants that are able to really accumulate large amounts of nickel. So, may mga halaman dun sa normal nila na mechanism, hindi nila kayang ma-absorb yan kasi pwede silang mamatay. But there are certain plants that can actually accumulate these heavy metals. So, sa iba malalason. But this hypernickelophores can absorb as much as 10,000 or more. Depende kung anong klase ng species. And actually, there were some reports about plants that can actually accumulate gold. So, at least ito, But of course, phytomining will be it has to be developed pa yung ganung mga technology. Okay? So there are also plants or FGR,